I've gone around and I have got some petitions. I was so furious at the last meeting that I would have made 300 petitions. I was so furious. Just because no one knew about this. It's just like a springing on everybody in the village. Very few people were notified. Like I had asked you at the last meeting to let everyone know. Be notified by mail, not 3 minutes on the news or half a split second on the news or a little line in the paper. The people deserve to know. This is our village, and I have lived here since I have been 5 years old. Before any of you guys come to work. And I don't want to see everything be taxed all the time. I mean, maybe compromise on that tax and bringing that 1% on the utilities if you have oil, or that big jump of 5% is a lot to people. Maybe not to all of you, but to all of us it is. I mean, I work 56 hours a week, struggling, and very embarrassed to say I still struggle and shuffle. I very much do. It's hard to be single and it's hard to be old, I'm sure, because I feel like I'm getting there real quick. So if you guys come up with a different alternative, or at least release out your wages to us and let us know. You guys are all going to do it. I'm sure we'd all appreciate that, and then we can see where we're standing.
Thank you, Lori.
Okay.
Lori, I will say one thing to you. You can get the wages of anybody on this board. Myself, I'll tell you what I make, $67,900 as mayor.
That's 4 years of my life.
Okay. Dan Pfluger, Key West Drive.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Mayor, or President. And basically, I've listened to everybody with a nice presentation, and I understood it a little bit more. So I sympathize with what you want to do. You said you got to raise money. I supported the road tax years ago this year. I was even quoted in the news. It's a great place to live. What bargaining in the Chesney. But now when I hear this, taxes in general, when you're going to levy them, they're supposed to be fair for everyone. It means that they're supposed to be the same for everyone. It means that what I pay, the senior citizen is supposed to pay. It means what I pay, the poor person pays. It creates a class envy, and it's not morally correct for you to judge who can afford what. So, and I know some people can't afford it, but it's not morally correct for you to decide that. So, if you're going to have a tax, make it fair. Make it 1% across the board, and everybody pays. But in general, you're just dealing with a misplaced tax problem in the state. Property tax, there's a lot of business here that doesn't pay retail tax. I own a business, I'm thinking of moving maybe here, in Rockford now. I live here. I like that you don't have a property tax. But I personally wouldn't mind paying in my home a flat rate, $50. A business that's non-retail, $300. You have to change your tax structure. You want to have this utility tax? Go for it. But when it expires, change your tax structure so it's fair for everybody. Let the retail bring the money in. Let the manufacturing pay a flat rate. Let a home pay $50 and forget all this Mickey Mouse in the town. And everything will be fair. The police, Machesney is a low crime city compared to every place else. I've lived in Rockford, I've lived in the middle of all the crime. This is paradise to where I live.
Thank you, Mr.
Don't need more
Pfluger.
police. Don't fall for it.
Thank you. Donna Swartz, Drexel Boulevard. Swartz. Sorry.
I really wasn't planning on speaking, but I'm glad I have the opportunity. I'm just kind of curious if any of you have considered and thought ahead this 5% increase, what it does for our house sales. Does it really bring in and really want, people want to really live here, just like you were saying. That's one point I'd like to make. Another point is, I don't know how many people are in my generation, but when I get to retire, guess what? I don't get to retire. If I even make it that long. Working my man hands. This world's just in a down spiral right now. I don't think we could, take another cut anywhere. We're getting cuts everywhere. Regular residents have to, work on budgeting. How much budgeting skills is being put into this? We need budgeting skills. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's all I have, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Lori. Next, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the bills. Trustee Beck?
Thank you, Your Honor. Tonight, the A&F met and reviewed and approved $177,758.75. I move for its passage.
So made.
You second that, Tim?
Second.
Motion made, motion seconded. Is there any discussion? Will the clerk please take the roll?
Trustee Boland.
Aye.
Tamman.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Gentry.
Aye.
Yo.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays.
The bills have been approved. Next, we go to administrative reports. As you all know, and all the trustees and the press know, I am very much against this 5% sales tax. I think at the time I've been behind, in fact, I'll give you an example. I was behind a lady at the grocery store. She must have been in her 80s. She had her groceries. She went to pay for them. She was $11 short. She went to go in her purse, said she had to take the money out of her purse to pay for her medicine. And I thought, So I paid the $11. I have been to, I've talked to Steve. I've talked to 5 of the pharmacists. You don't know the people that are going into the drugstores and saying, can I get 5 of my 40 pills because I can't afford the whole prescription. That's wrong. So no matter what they put up on that screen right now, with the economy the way it is, I cannot support this tax increase. Next, we go to Attorney Tom Green.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Next, we go to Village Administrator.
In the interest of time, Your Honor, I will defer my report.
Thank you. Next, we go to Community Development Coordinator.
No report this evening, Your Honor.
Next, we go to Human Services and the County Manager. Michelle Johansson.
Thank you, Your Honor. As is required, I've passed out a copy of the MFT audit report, and it's required that we present it to the President of the Village and the Board of Trustees at this meeting. If you'll turn to page 4, I'll just point out a few quick comments. You'll note that claim documentation was noted as excellent, financial controls are good, and the correct prices were charged and correct vendors have been used. So we'll place this on file. Our MFT audit was completed and everything is intact as needed. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer it, but it's just more of an informational item that it was completed. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions of Michelle? Okay, next we go to, the list of here. Village Engineer, please stop in.
No report this evening, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Planning and Zoning Coordinator.
No, nothing this evening.
Thank you. Superintendent of Public Works.
Nothing to report this evening, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next we go to Public Safety Coordinator, Rocco Wagner.
Thank you, Your Honor. From the period of January 1st through the 20th, the Sheriff's Department responded to 903 calls for service, made 372 traffic arrests, which included 8 DUI arrests, and made 77 criminal arrests, and that's all I have, sir.
Thank you, sir. And that's all under administrative reports. Next we go to committee and trustee reports. Trustee Tammy.
Yes, at the Public Improvement and Safety Committee, one item will be moved forward to the February 4th board meeting.
Thank you, trustee Tammy. Next we go to trustee Beck.
Thank you, Your Honor. The A&F Committee approved one ordinance and 2 resolutions to move to the February 4th board meeting.
Okay, that's all we have under committee and trustee reports. Next we go to old business. Ordinance 04-13, utility tax on electricity and national gas. Second reading, trustee Beck.
Thank you, Your Honor. This time I'd like to present ordinance 4-13 for second reading and move for its approval. This is an ordinance imposing a utility tax on electric and gas within the village of Mechesney Park.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion made, motion second. Is there any discussion? Trustee Beck.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, I move to amend ordinance 04-13 to include the changes as outlined in the documents that were provided to the trustees. We changed some wording that the utility wanted to do, and so on. And I could refer to Tim to talk about that a little better.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made, motion seconded. Is there any discussion?
This is on the primary ordinance, ordinance 04-13. The only changes that have occurred here are the legal language that was requested by ComEd and NICOR, in addition to the addition of a sunset clause on the ordinance, which terminates the tax on December 31st of 2019.
Okay, is there any other comments? Okay.
One additional item, Your Honor, is that the ordinance binds the village to spending a minimum of 55% on road-related expenses, reconstruction.
Okay, ordinance 04-13 has been moved to amend to include the changes as outlined in the document. Do I,
This is,
please take roll call.
this is on the amendment. Trustee Tamman,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Gentry,
Nay.
Yo,
Aye.
Beck,
Aye.
Boland,
Nay.
and this is on the amendment. 4 ayes and 2 nays.
Ordinance 04-13 has been adopted to include the changes as outlined in the document provided.
Amended.
It's been amended. Now, is there any further discussion? I see none. Can you hear me now?
Not yet, no, you're talking to the microphone.
Okay. Okay, let me explain to you what went on. There was amendments made to this ordinance within the last few days. They just voted on to accept these amendments to this ordinance. There were several things that I asked to be changed if the thing did pass, and several things other people asked for, and those are what the amendments are.
So now we're going to vote on the ordinance as amended.
Okay, where the heck am I?
We're under any final discussion.
Okay, is there any final discussion? Trustee Boland.